Welcome to Solas Festival's podcast series. I'm your host, Louise Mason, a radio presenter, music journalist, and producer. And ahead of Solas Festival taking place between the 14th to the 16th of June at Errol Park in Perthshire, in beautiful Scotland, I am going to be talking to some of the artists and contributors to this wonderful festival, which started back in 2009. It's a weekend-long celebration of music and the arts and is designed to entertain, inspire, and challenge. There will be plenty of music, funk and soul, folk and indie, traditional Scottish music, and Celtic sounds. You can look at the full lineup on the website, which is linked below. Plus, there's going to be yoga, mindfulness, political debates, workshops, and so much more. You can get your tickets now via the link in the notes below. Make sure to hit subscribe as well so that you don't miss out on any of these interviews. Today, our guest is a Glasgow songwriter and a Sound of Young Scotland 2023 nominee. She's featured on many watch lists for 2024. She toured with Glaswegian jazz collective Corto Alto on their 2023 UK tour before having a sold-out debut headline show at Glasgow's Rum Shack in November, where she collaborated with a new band of some of Glasgow's best jazz musicians. Welcome, Pippa Blundell.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
Good, good. And as I just said there, you've been very busy, had a lot going on, and you've released your first single and EP called Sisters just last year. And as I mentioned, been on lots of watch lists. How are you feeling about playing the EP at a festival?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think yeah, I'm just enjoying playing it anywhere to be honest, but doing it at my favorite thing to do in the summer, which is going to festivals, is gonna be really exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. And how do you feel about festivals in general? Like, what's your favorite thing about
I
festival performances?
I love festivals. They are the greatest things to do as humans in summer, I think. They're yeah, just so fun and free and full of joy. It's like a break from life, I think, for a little weekend when you go to a festival.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing at Solas. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fun. And I've never been to Solas, so I'm looking forward to experiencing it for the first time as well as playing it.
nice. Have you heard much about it? What do you know about the festival?
I've heard that it's a really nice one. I've heard that it's
Okay,
very wholesome and
wholesome.
yeah, full of love. So so that's
Is
good.
this going to be your first festival appearance?
It's not my first ever festival appearance, but my first appearance since releasing the EP. So that's
Since, yeah,
exciting. Yeah.
yeah, being able to bring it into a whole new space. Will you be with your band or are you going to be performing solo?
I'm gonna be bringing my pianist. So it's gonna
Nice.
be me and piano and harmonium. So it's gonna be a bit of harmonium and piano as well as
Lovely.
my vocals. Yeah.
And do you write with them or is it something that you do on your own?
I mainly write on my own, and
Okay.
it's only really a new thing starting to work with the band.
Yeah.
Um, because I've been a soloist for so long, but it's so exciting and it's really kind of shifted the way I write music now, knowing that I'm going to be bringing it into an environment with other musicians. So it's cool. I feel like my writing style has really kind of changed. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mainly write by myself and then bring it to the guys and they do their magic.
Put their magic on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you graduated from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. How has that training fed into the music that you make today?
Yeah, a lot. Um, it was a very different kind of thing to what I'm doing now. Like I
Yeah.
studied classical singing, which is kind of like the world of opera and very kind of traditional, classy thing. And I definitely do still use that kind of way of singing in the way I write, but in a different realm. I think I've kind of fell out of love with always performing other people's music, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And having to do things exactly as they were written. But I loved classical singing and kind of that way of utilizing your voice. So I kind of made my own way of doing it where I could use that vocal style, but in my own music, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does
But
it feel when you sing for you?
yeah, it's just it's my favorite thing to do, I think. Yeah, it's like I guess for me it's like a form of meditation almost or something.
Mm.
It's something that I can kind of lose myself in and explore myself in. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If people haven't seen you live before and they're going to see you at Solar Festival for the first time, what would you say that they can expect?
Oh, that's hard.
Hard question.
Some nice wee songs.
Lovely.
Um, yeah, some wee songs to make you
It's quite
reflect.
hard sometimes, isn't it,
Yeah.
to describe your own your own performance style or
Yeah.
your own music. But I suppose it's thinking about the sounds that you would describe yourself, because often it's quite hard to put people into a genre, and I don't necessarily always want to do that. So it's good to have your take on how you would describe your music.
Yeah. I would describe it as um storytelling
Okay,
and soothing
nice,
and um through a female lens.
nice, yeah. And I mean, you obviously are leaning heavily into the female side of things with your EP, which is about the women in your life, sisters, as we mentioned. And there's plenty of females on the lineup this year at Solar Festival, which is great to see. Who else are you looking forward to cheering on this year?
There's so many of my friends playing this year, so that's really exciting. There's a lot of Glasgow artists, which is really cool. So Terrakin, who's a good friend of mine and an amazing artist, um, and Tom Maguire and the Brass Holes. They're amazing, funky, really fun. Gonna
Yeah,
be fun to watch them. And the Niche Family, they're they use beautiful harmonies in their music. Um, yeah, and Dancer Dub, they're really cool. I went to see their gig in Glasgow a few weeks ago, and that was incredible. So they're gonna be really cool, really
there you
large.
go. Got to
Yeah.
make sure you get along for that. And you've performed with Terrakin, haven't you? She obviously won the BBC
Yeah.
Introducing Award. Yeah,
Yeah. No, Hannah Terrakin is um incredible. She writes really beautiful songs with this kind of jazzy influence. She did her EP launch, I think a few years ago now. Yeah, a couple of years ago. And me and another girl, Grayling, went to sing backing vocals for her, which was really sweet. So
oh,
that was
nice.
really fun.
So there's
Yeah.
a good sense of community then, which I know of in Glasgow between the artists.
Definitely. Yeah, that's exactly what Glasgow's about. I think everyone's
Yeah,
supporting everyone. Everyone's kind of involved in everyone's project somehow, I feel. Yeah, it's a proper community. It's such a
that's
small
nice.
world, music world here. So yeah, everyone's involved with everyone's business.
Yeah, and hopefully that is how it would feel. Oh, sorry, I just knocked that off. Hopefully that's how it would feel in the festival as well, bringing
Yeah,
people together.
definitely.
And with that in mind, the theme this year for Solar Festival is human touch,
Mhm.
which is obviously something which is incredibly important. And it's kind of hard to believe that at one point we were slightly starved of that. How important is, the reaction and interaction with an audience, for you, that element of human connection?
Oh, completely. I mean, that's what makes performance is about having an audience and it being a conversation and rather than you just doing something. It's about that interaction between two bodies of people, isn't it? So
Hmm.
it's everything. That's what makes performance. So yeah, it's extremely important to me. Yeah, and that kind of um like whenever I play a show and there's little especially you get it especially in Glasgow of people kind of being part of the performance and saying things and shouting stuff out and just being part of the thing. So yeah, it's really important.
What does it mean to you to be part of, a Scottish festival in comparison to others, in terms of like the audience and how they are? But yeah, there's a special kind of magic with a Scottish festival. So I wondered what that meant to you as a Scottish artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah. It's really important. Like, yeah, Scotland is are you from Scotland? No, you don't live in
No, I'm from Carlisle, so on the
Carlisle.
border.
Close. Very
Close
close.
enough. It's on plenty of
Yeah.
signs.
Um, yeah, Scotland is just such an incredible place to be as an artist. Um and you can really feel I always feel like festivals are kind of mini versions of our society in a weird way.
Yeah.
So you can really feel exactly what that feeling is of living here for a long time when you're at a Scottish festival for just a weekend. So yeah, it's really exciting for to be able to play at a Scottish festival.
It's kind of a reflection of what's going on in the community and
Really.
who's doing what at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a real feeling of bringing everyone together. How do you get ready for performing? Have you got like a special warm-up
Oh,
routine?
yeah, I feel like it's ever changing. I'm constantly
Okay.
learning. But yeah, I really find it important to have like a moment of silence before I perform, just to kind of
Nice.
hone in, especially because a lot of the songs are quite emotional and um, written from quite a deep place. So being able to perform them and give them the space that they need, I kind of need a moment to bring myself back in and just be quiet and still. Um, so when I am able to find that space, I normally need to find that space for a bit. Um, yeah, kind of most important thing for me.
Tap into yourself before you
Yeah, yeah,
give out to everybody else. Yeah.
yeah, which is interesting because when I went on that tour with Corto Alto, it was interesting having to re-find that space every night, like for consecutive days, and be
Mm,
able to like put yourself into that um sometimes like quite vulnerable space
yeah.
every night of a tour. But that's when I realized it's so important to have that kind of ritual of like sitting and kind of getting yourself into that space. Um,
Mm,
yeah, it's interesting.
yeah. No, it sounds like you've got it sorted though. Are there any specific requests that you have on a rider when you're touring or when you arrive at a festival?
Honey and lemon and ginger.
Honey, for
Yeah.
the voice to soothe the
Oh,
vocals.
darling. Yeah, definitely. A cup
A
of
good
tea.
request. A
Yeah.
cup of tea. Really rock and roll these days, isn't it?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Have you got like a favorite thing when it comes to going to festivals? I think you know, for me, it's probably just about being with lots of people. But for you,
Mm.
is there a specific ingredient that makes it so special?
Um, I think just everybody that's at a festival wants to have a good time.
Mhm.
Therefore, everyone has a good time, you know? So it's just complete joy. And it's rare to find everyone in one space wanting that for a whole weekend, you know? So um that's what makes it special for me, just seeing so many happy people in one place.
Mm.
Yeah.
And have you thought about what you're going to play yet, in terms of your set? Will it be any new things, or is it going to be the EP?
Yeah, definitely new stuff. Um,
Okay,
been working on loads of new stuff, so I'll definitely be bringing some of that, but I will probably play some of the EP as well.
great,
So you'll have to come
exciting.
and find out.
Yes. Well, I can't wait. Make sure not to miss Pippa Blundell and subscribe to Solas Festival's YouTube channel to hear from more artists and contributors to get excited about across the weekend. Tickets are on sale now. See you there.